Hi, my name is Stuart. I'm doing a podcast on vocal health and ways of keeping your voice healthy. A little bit about me, first of all. I am a third semester music education student at Berkeley. I'm just going to get into it and talk a little bit about vocal health. First of all, I want to make sure that I talk about general health because pretty much everything that I'm going to talk about in this podcast about keeping your voice healthy also relates to keeping yourself healthy. And just being healthy in general is a really important thing because for your voice, it's part of your body. And a lot of other instrumentalists don't necessarily have to deal with that. You can play a guitar or a piano when you're sick, and it might not be as pleasant. You might make some mistakes, but if you're really, really sick, you can still, shred on that guitar. And with the voice, it's just not that way. You absolutely need to be healthy in order to be able to sing. So keeping your body healthy in general is really important. So that comes into eating well, eating a healthy, balanced diet, regular exercise, just even getting vitamins, getting your vitamin C, especially when the flu is going around, when it's cold season. You definitely want to be getting vitamin C and all the other vitamins too. But you just want to make sure that you are not going to get sick because that's just awful as a singer. It really is. And really, especially for singing, you want to be in shape. You want to be healthy with the eating well, with exercising. It's going to increase the amount of space that your lungs have to move, to be able to take in the most air that you can, get really strong breath support, which is really, really important in the voice as well. Now, outside of that, which I'm considering general health, even though, like I said, pretty much everything that has to do with keeping the voice healthy is also important in general health. The thing that I think is one of the most important things for vocal health is sleep. I know a lot of people who can pull an all-nighter studying for their midterm or practicing whatever they have to do, and they can just go without any sleep, but it really, really does affect your voice. Sleeping is when your body gets a chance to repair itself from all of the damage that you do to it during the day. And even if you don't think that you're, hurting yourself per se, it's just you get tired. You exert yourself throughout the day, and at night you need the sleep to get you back on track. And 8 hours is ideal. I mean, I understand it's not necessarily realistic for everyone every night, but 8 hours is really what you should be going for. You really, really want as much sleep as possible to get your voice to allow itself to repair. It puts the body kind of in reset mode. It puts the voice kind of in reset mode. It really makes a difference. And the other kind of rest that's important besides physical sleep rest is vocal rest. Vocal rest it just means that you're not talking, you're not singing, you're not yelling. There are different levels of vocal rest. Sometimes you're on vocal rest, you just don't speak, don't sing, don't talk, don't whisper, nothing, all day. Other times, it's just vocal rest. I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to talk loudly. I'm not going to raise my voice. I'm going to speak in a really quiet voice all day. And that's totally cool, too. It really depends on how much of a problem there is in your voice. And vocal rest, it can be used just to make sure that your voice is healthy for a specific event or performance or whatever. But most of the time, if someone goes on vocal rest, it's because they have damaged their voice in some way. They've overexerted themselves. They've performed too much or practiced too hard or been yelling or screaming, or they got sick. And it gives your vocal cords a chance to repair themselves, which is really, really important. So sleep is, just to recap, sleep is important all the time. Make sure you get all the sleep you can. Vocal rest is a really good thing to do if you're hurting, if you're pushing yourself too hard, if you are just want to make sure that you don't hurt yourself for a concert and you want to be really careful. Any reason for that is cool. Water is super important. You got to drink your water. And I mean, I know that sounds obvious. We all need water so we don't die, yes, but you can be really dehydrated and not know it. And it's not good. It really, really hurts you. You want to make sure that you're drinking a good amount of water every day, all the time, because that kind of lubricates your whole throat. It's going to thin out the mucus so that your vocal cords aren't rubbing against each other in a way that's going to hurt you. And that's really important. And then just also remember that caffeinated beverages, alcohol beverages, anything like that, that's going to dehydrate you. It's going to pull an opposite effect from the water. And I understand a lot of people, you're not going to wake up without your morning coffee. I don't drink coffee, but a lot of people I know just can't do it without the coffee, and I get that. Just make sure that you're drinking extra water. You want to stay hydrated. That is super important. And humidity is really important also. You want to not be in a dry place all the time. Try to make sure that you have a humidifier in your house, in your office, wherever you are most of the time. Keep a humidifier because that's going to keep your vocal cords moving. It's going to do the same thing as the water. It's going to keep your body hydrated. It's going to keep your mucus thin. That's going to keep your vocal cords from rubbing up against each other because that can really, really cause problems that you just don't want to have. Another topic that's really important is muscle memory. So singing, I guess a lot of people don't realize this, but singing is just like any other instrument that you play, and it all comes down to muscle memory. So please don't take what I'm about to say the wrong way, but just make sure that when you're practicing, you know what you're doing 100%. Because I as a voice teacher, have had students who come to me and have been doing the wrong thing for so long that it's really hard to get over that. And you should definitely be practicing on your own. That's not a bad thing. I don't want that to come off that way. But it's really important to speak with a vocal coach or a voice teacher to make sure that you're not creating problems that are going to take years to fix in the future. That can happen a lot, and it's not good. And I've been the one teaching, trying to get rid of those problems, and I've also been the one who had those problems, who still has a few of those problems that I learned a long time ago and still have to keep on working. I still, whenever I sing, have to think about this one thing that I can't do that I learned a long time ago. And it's just really helpful to make sure that you talk to a voice teacher right when you first start learning how to sing so that you're not making mistakes that are going to come back to bite you. Practicing. Practicing is super important, and you definitely want to be practicing. But practicing can hurt, too. It can have a negative effect if you're not doing it correctly. And this is just like the muscle memory thing. You want to make sure you're practicing, but you have to do it in a certain way. And you just want to make sure that you are drinking your water. That's really important, that you're not pushing yourself too hard. You take breaks. When you're singing, don't sing for 2 hours straight. Take some breaks. Take some time. And if something's hurting, if you're not sounding the way you're trying to sound, if your throat is hurting or your voice is hurting or you feel uncomfortable when you're singing, that generally means one of two things. You're either doing something wrong or you're pushing yourself too hard. If you're pushing yourself too hard, you want to just keep on taking more breaks. You want to make sure that you're not, yelling all the time. You want to make sure that you're getting your sleep. Try those things first, but if it continues to hurt when you're singing, you probably are doing something wrong. You probably have a technical issue that you don't realize. And the best thing to do would be to talk to a professional voice teacher, a vocal coach, someone who's going to be able to tell you what you're doing wrong that's going to hurt. Smoking. Smoking is the next thing I want to talk about. This one's pretty obvious. Don't do it. It's bad for your body. It's bad for your voice. It slowly kills you, and it's fucking expensive as hell. There's absolutely no upside whatsoever. Please, please don't smoke. If you don't smoke now, do not start. If you do smoke, quit. And I'm not saying try to quit. I'm not saying think about quitting. I'm saying quit, because I promise you, I know it's hard, but it has been done before. It can be done again. It is possible. There are online resources. There are resources through Berkeley. I know I am under the impression that lots of schools have resources similar to ours. So I promise you there is a way to quit, and just quit. It's awful for you, man. I promise. The last thing I really want to talk about is your ears. A lot of vocalists don't necessarily think about their ears that much because, well, protecting your ears doesn't have to do with the voice, right? But It does. Your ears are important for any musician. You really need to be able to use your ears to be the best musician that you can be. And you don't want to be one of those people who gets old and loses their hearing. It's not pleasant for anyone, but it's especially bad for musicians and singers. The best thing to do, I think, is to keep some earplugs with you all the time. I have earplugs in a container on my keys. And just a heads up, the higher quality earplugs they are, the better. Higher quality earplugs, what they're going to do is they're not going to muffle the sound as much. It's going to be really clear, just quieter. And that's a big plus for two reasons. One is it's going to better protect your ears just because they're higher quality. And then also, since you're going to be able to hear better, you're a lot more likely to actually wear them. So that's all that I have to say about protecting your voice, vocal health, general health, ears. Everything is all important. It all works together to make you the best singer that you can be. But I just want to make it very clear that this is just a list of some things that are important. Some of the things that I use, some of the things that I think are important. But this is by no means everything you need to know. And I just want to take a minute to clarify that you should definitely, if you're interested in vocal health, if you want to know more, you should definitely look it up. But nothing written on paper is a substitute for a professional voice teacher, a professional vocal coach, a professional doctor, somebody who knows this stuff. It's a lot better to talk to somebody in person. Especially since so many of these things are things you might not realize you're doing. So anyway, I hope that you have learned something from my podcast. Thank you for listening, and have a great day.